we are trying to figure things out. So we're just gonna go live. You can watch us fail at all of this.
Well, then I'll go live on my phone as I always do.
Oh my gosh.
And then we can get some clips.
Clips.
The only problem is
GoPro
now,
clips.
we have another one of these.
Yeah, there's one plugged in behind my desk. What's up, everybody? It was a long night. Got a long night. It's gonna be a long show. But we got questions, answers, stuff to talk about. Was it not over there? Should be.
I need just a little cube.
Oh, you need a cube.
Well, you could run that light out
Maybe you
of
just
your
unplug the
computer.
light.
Yeah. You run out of your computer.
We're gonna unplug the light.
No. You can keep the light. We just run it off the computer.
Okay.
So what we do is we take this and then we plug that into your USB port.
Dude. So this is podcasting 101. It's really happening.
This.
I'm just gonna turn this light on. Look how good this is gonna look.
Why didn't it go on?
Huh?
Why?
It's gonna go on.
Is it warming up? Oh, there you go. So now we need the thing that looks like this. There's a lot of media going on.
There's a lot happening here. Chris Cote is live. All right. Got the script up. No people. No people. We don't need people. We don't need people to do a mediocre podcast. Yeah, so we have one like. 2 minutes. 2 minutes we've been going. Okay. All right. It's time.
Should I just put that in there so people think we're using it, but I don't know how to
Yeah,
use it?
you're probably not going to be in this shot, though. You need to twist it a little bit that way. People just hop right on. Todd goes live, and the world just stops.
Okay.
But look, you're not in the shot.
No, I'm not in the shot yet.
You're not going to be in the shot.
Oh, I didn't sit down yet. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Hey everybody,
A
we're
lot of
back
not a
from
good angle.
Japan. And I don't know if you guys can see all this, but we have one of these now. We're trying to get
Here, look.
serious. Chris brought a light,
Here, I'm going to take a picture of our new setup. Look at this.
but we still don't know how to use this.
Look over here.
If anyone knows how to use this, that'd be super helpful. It's a GoPro Hero Max 12. We have the media attachment on it.
We're accepting interns, unpaid producer roles.
I would like to go live.
All right. I'm going to go live on the audio podcast.
Wait, I'm still not in the shot.
I told you to twist it.
That's what she
You guys want to watch us argue on live TV? Still might not be in the shot.
Oh, Chris, we've had a bunch of hi everybody. Hey, we've had a bunch of comments. Do you remember when you had to go through your shit to find your crown?
Nope. Don't recall.
You don't remember that? You don't remember having to? You claim that you had to go through your poo to find a piece of your tooth that fell off.
Okay. I just was at the dentist this morning.
Did you have to go through your poo?
Apparently I didn't have to. You want to start the podcast?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, humans? This is the Monday M.A.S.S. This is the world's greatest action sports podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Cote. I'm sitting next to Todd Richards.
How's it going? We're fresh.
California.
We're fresh off the plane from Japan. We just got back, and boy, oh boy, you need to go.
You missed it.
You need to go.
You blew it.
You guys blew it, but you all need to go there. Like
It is truly.
we'll get into that with snowboard news.
Truly a magical place.
But
Why
first,
are you so hot?
what?
Just go ahead.
Okay, so
I'm just working stuff out over here. I'm the sound guy, apparently.
Hey, are we ready? Your dog. We have a dog chewing a bone.
People actually like that part.
They do.
Yeah.
It's like ASMR.
It's January 22nd, 2024.
That is unnerving. This new technology with the circle light, that is really annoying.
Well, that's what real podcasts do.
See,
there's lights.
I already don't like
You have
it.
props.
I already don't like it.
Hey, you know what? Why don't we start this podcast off with the world famous Monday M.A.S.S ad block? This podcast is presented by Mammoth Mountain. And get this, I actually have a special report from Mammoth Mountain by the legendary Joe Turpel. Joe Turpel calling in on behalf of his trip to Mammoth Mountain. Listen to this. And here's where I'm putting the Joe Turpel voicemail in there. Boom. Look at that.
See, if you watch,
Man,
if you're watching
professional.
live and you don't tune in for the actual podcast that gets uploaded, you get to, kind of be behind the scenes.
How the sausage is made?
The sausage is being made.
Yeah. I'm not even going to listen to this because Joe is so professional. I'm not even going to listen to his message.
Jesus Christ, does he ever stop talking? Oh, there we go. Okay, so it was a long-winded report.
And that was the voice of surfing, Joe Turpel, talking about his trip to Mammoth Mountain. Mammoth Mountain is open. It's been dumping.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
open.
pow for
It's
days.
freaking January. Of course, it's open. They've been getting
It's
snow.
wide open. It's pow for
Mammoth has been
days.
getting hammered. The storm track has shifted. We are now into a winter cycle. But let's get into this
Look at that,
podcast.
It's raining. So that means it's snowing at Mammoth. Pedal Electric. At pedal.electric, the best e-bikes on the planet. Todd and I both have them. We celebrate them. We love them. They're the best. Vessel Shipping. Vessel.com. VESYL.com. Why would you do it any other way? I'm not waiting in line at the post office. I'm not dealing with that. I print my thing here, put it in a box, and I just drop it off.
Okay.
That's Vessel.com. We're 1620 Workwear. Todd, I'm wearing the 1620 Workwear pants right now. 1620 USA.
You know what's
You saw me
ironic?
in my high vis jacket.
It's
in
ironic.
Japan.
It's ironic because I don't feel like you've ever worked a day in your life.
Well, you don't have to work hard to wear 1620 if you want to just look cool.
What was the last
And I
real?
look cool.
What was the last real job you had?
Dude, I've had real jobs.
What?
I was the manager of a pizza restaurant.
I've heard about this managerial.
I unloaded many different varieties of dried flowers and dried goods off trucks.
Okay. All right.
I worked in a candle factory.
Okay. All right.
Tons of laborious jobs. But at 1620 USA, these are guaranteed for life. They're the best. I love them. Mint Tours at Mint
Oh
Tours.
my God! Can we just stop for a second and?
The GoPro's not good.
I know. Whatever. The GoPro is just a prop.
Okay.
Thank you, Hannah, for the GoPro Hero 12 with the giant Super Max lens. The thing is unbelievable.
And Todd needed a lesson.
I needed a lesson.
Don't just give him something. You have to give him something and then tell him what to do.
It's literally like if you went back to the Stone Age and dropped off a lighter, like, great, but how does it do it? So as of right now,
The good news is Todd knows how to work a GoPro while he's snowboarding
in the snow.
because he got a ton of great clips.
I got some good clips. Okay, so but look, Mint Tours.
We're gonna really dive
I
in
know,
on
but
that
like,
snow news.
please, if you have the means, sign up for a Mint Tours trip to Hokkaido.
It's not that expensive.
It's really not, and the
I mean, we got
U.S.
We got
dollar,
it free, but
the U.S. dollar in Japan right now
everybody's
goes a really long way.
yeah.
And it's unbelievable. It
Yeah.
was probably the most fun I've had snowboarding in years on years. It's
I agree.
really cool.
The only time I've ever had fun snowboarding. No, it was magical. More on that to come in snow news. We got Machu Picchu
Machu
energy. over
Picchu
here,
energy.
Todd.
I'm gonna crack one right now. This is the Ocean Citrus.
Tight.
I could use it.
I'm
I'm combating jet lag, and the
Alright,
best way to
cheers.
combat jet lag
Cheers.
is with a Machu Picchu energy drink because there's no
good.
sugar, and it's all organic, and so you know that your mom's gonna like that.
Light makes us look good. Machu Picchu Energy at machupicchu.energy on the gram. Hanson Surfboards at Hanson Surfboards. We tell you this every week. We think you're listening because when we go into Hanson, they say, hey, somebody came in and said they listened to the Monday M.A.S.S. And that makes us feel good. So if you go into Hanson Surfboards, you tell them, hey, the Monday M.A.S.S. told me to come in here. They've been our partners for a
Beneath
long
Apparel
time.
at BN3TH Apparel. We got long underwear. We
Dude.
wore them. They kept us warm. It is brick ass cold. It's Bricky Lake. It's
I
Brick
have-
James. It's Brickleback over there in Hokkaido. That's why the snow is so light.
This
And
is not the merino wool underlayer. This is just the standard. But you're absolutely right, Todd. Merino wool undergarments. That was one of the with the Quicksilver gear you gave me, with the Beneath Apparel under gear. It was some of the most comfortable snowboarding I've ever done. So thank you, Beneath Apparel.
There we
Bubs
go.
Naturals. This saved my ass in many ways. Literally saved me. This is the Hydrate or Die from Bubs Naturals.
I could
I
have.
had an issue with dehydration.
I could have used that because,
I have tons.
dude, we may be getting a little bit
Oh,
too
no.
deep in the podcast straight away,
Are we doing this already?
but I had some issues on my trip to Japan, and it always seems to circle back around to poop talk.
This is not a scatological podcast. It's about action sports.
Did you say scatological?
Yes.
Anyways, I pooped on Friday when I left, and I pretty much didn't poop until the following Thursday.
You need to be hydrated.
I just don't know where it goes, because all the food kept going in,
People don't
but it wasn't
wanna
coming
know
out.
this. They do not want to know
It
this.
didn't come out.
They do not want
It's
to know
like
this.
it's like a magic box.
They don't want to know. I'm going to edit that whole thing out.
All right.
What else we got?
We have got Spy Optic. Now, Spy Optic has been a sponsor of mine for many, many years, and I took a little break, a little hiatus, and now I'm back on Spy. And what we got right here is their new helmet and goggle system.
Oh, tight.
This is called the Marauder Special Edition.
Right?
This features the happy lens. And watch this, Chris. You magnets? How the hell do they work?
Magnets.
Wait, is it clicked in?
I
I'll
didn't
show you how
know
it works.
Could do, yeah. Again,
Sorry.
if you give Todd something, please tell him how to
Look.
use it. He's not going to figure it out. Okay.
Magnets.
It's so easy that even Todd can do it. And actually, I didn't really know this because I'm an amateur snowboarder, but the color, the tint of the actual lenses, it matters, right?
Yeah, you want
So you can see where
you want like a
go.
rose lens for when you're in flat light conditions. I prefer rose.
Yeah.
Some people like
I like
persimmon orange
Persimmon.
lens. It's persimmon. And this we have a helmet here. This helmet, the Spy helmet and goggle system. They work great together.
Awesome.
And yeah, you can get money off on
Yeah.
these if
Monday
you order.
M.A.S.S. Use that code.
At the Spy website and enter in Monday M.A.S.S, you can get 20% off, I believe,
You
on
get a bro deal.
on Spy Optic stuff, and dude, that's pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I got a pair of glasses coming.
We also have
RX.
Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce.
The best.
We were joined with my good friend and Chris's new good friend.
My new friend.
Justin Gill joined us on the trip. He had the trip of a lifetime. We lost his GoPro in the woods. No one else wanted to go help him find it, but I helped him find it. And
I heard Blackbird New Zealand.
yeah, the
found it.
guide and I found it. I helped.
I heard he found it alone.
We were the only two people that went with Justin because Justin was like, I'm screwed. My footage is all gone. Can you do something about your dog?
This is the only Japanese barbecue sauce in the world that matters. This is the only Japanese barbecue sauce in the world that we actually imported to Japan on our trip for use at dinner. We had a huge team dinner, and it's where you cook. What is that, hibachi?
Teppanyaki.
Teppanyaki, where you cook your own stuff. Every person in our crew was smitten on the bachans.
And this is the yuzu.
And you can get it anywhere.
You can get it anywhere.
Everywhere. Panic and Coffee and Tea at Panic and Coffee and Tea.
That helped me
Was
with
I
my.
there twice?
It helped me with my small problem
Oh my
when I
God,
got home.
Don't go back there. We don't want to go back through the back door to Todd's interior problems. Panic and Coffee and Tea. You know. Oh, dude, look at this. Staff. I got my staff hoodie on. Todd, do you have a staff hoodie?
It's weird because usually that's spelled STAPH
You
when,
do not have a
when you're
staff
dealing
hoodie.
with Chris.
No one, only staff. Love Panic and Coffee and Tea. New Greens at New Greens, right here.
Also,
Another game changer.
good friends in Japan.
Look at that.
You bring that with you.
Yeah, it's so.
You eat
easy
a lot
just
of.
to-
It's easy to eat very beige in Japan. You eat a lot of rice, a lot of
Right.
fried.
You know what? I don't think I ate
things.
one vegetable in Japan, to be honest.
Well, it's a good thing we brought the new
Maybe
greens.
a small piece of corn. New Greens. DiecutStickers.com. They've been doing it for us, with us for a long time as well. At DiecutStickers, DOT.com. Couple more announcements. Camp Shred is coming back to Cardiff February 3rd and 4th. The world's largest surfboard demo is going to slap. And with that being the world's largest surfboard demo, it's also a music festival. I curated the stage Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, we got myself doing a space set. We got Juvenile Seagulls, Spit Vipers, Dark Alley Dogs. Sunday, the return, the reformation of Leucadia's most iconic surf rock band, the Barracudas. We've got Francis Bloom. We've got Brawley. It's going to be an epic time. We got DJ Chris Cantori's Sunday morning spin. This whole weekend on February 3rd and 4th is going to be epic.
Do you think that? Do you run your goggles over or under?
Over.
Okay.
Because you want it to be like one piece.
Okay. Well, I'm just checking.
Todd, missed you last night. Sunbender played
haven't-
I think our best show ever
I'm jet lagged.
with No Knife, A
I'm
Miniature, and Nanobell.
very jealous of that show.
I felt I think for one of the first times ever, seen and respected as a part of the San Diego music scene.
Which is
Everybody in the crowd was like, it was like a who's who of cool ass people in San Diego rock bands everywhere you looked. And so that gave us some incentive, some energy. We're like, you know what? We fit in.
we should play a good show.
Let's go. And we played a great show, and it was wonderful. Thank you, No Knife, for having us on that show. And now we can start talking about action sports.
Okay, what do
It's
you want?
in the name.
What do you want to talk about first?
Monday Action Sports Show. Let's talk about surf news brought to you by Hanson Surfboards.
Chris.
Todd, the Nazare Big Wave Challenge comp.
I noticed.
happened.
I noticed you're not there.
I got the call. I've been on this call for a year. And of course, the contest happens on like the one time I can't go. So what happens with these big wave events when you're a commentator, when you're a surfer, if you're working at the contest, it goes on yellow alert. You get a message on your phone that says, pack your bags, you're going to Portugal tomorrow.
So it's kind of like a bat signal.
It's gnarly. It's hectic.
They put the bat signal up, and then you just have to
Yeah.
show up.
Yellow alert, green alert, and then it's on. So I didn't have time to do the quick turnaround from Japan, but I watched some of the contests. It was big, scary, gnarly. I believe Jumbo Chianca and Pedro Scooby won team. Jumbo won individual. I haven't had a chance to watch the entire thing, but the waves look crazy. And it wasn't like death-defying Nazare. Guys were and girls were doing turns, full strapped-in, carving cutbacks on like 50-foot waves. It was nuts. What else?
I
we
didn't.
got?
I knew all this stuff was happening this weekend, but I don't know about you. But like when I get back, it's been a bit since I've had proper jet lag,
Right.
and it was like this weekend was kind of just like it didn't even happen.
I wasn't affected.
Hmm.
I didn't really sleep in Japan though. So,
You
did you
slept-
hear the news
Go ahead.
about one of the goats of surfing, Carissa Moore?
Yes.
She's taking a step back.
Are you sad?
Yeah, I'm a little bit sad because she's one of my favorite surfers, and I wanted to see her conquer lowers.
Do you feel like it's a Kelly thing though, where she's the competitive drive in her is so gnarly that she's gonna like say this, and then be back, in some wild card events?
She says, surfing is part of who I am and always will be. This is by no means the end. I'd like to think of this instead as an evolution, the start of the next chapter, a new beginning. Apparently, and, this is a beautiful sentiment. She wants, I think she, from what I've read, she wants to start a family.
Oh,
She's going to compete at Pipe.
sick.
I think she's going to compete in the Olympics.
Mhm.
So we will see Carissa Moore in a jersey this year, but she's stepping back from full-time competition. But
The grind
she's young.
is
She's young. She's going to be, whatever she does, if she has a baby, whatever, the next year she's going to come back and win another title.
The grind is
know
the
this.
grind is gnarly. That tour is got to be taxing, especially year after year after year. It's hard to do that. Live out of a duffel bag. It
Oh
sucks.
my gosh, yeah. And when you already have that many titles, it's like, what more do you have to prove?
Right.
Okay, so this is interesting. Wave pools around the world, right? You see the footage in the summer. It's like trunks, you're good. But pretty much every wave pool in the winter, full suit, hood, booties, the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a wave in England. It's called The Wave. It was closed for surfing yesterday after it froze over, -5, about 23 degrees Fahrenheit. My question was, why don't wave pools have heaters?
Yeah.
And for once, I actually asked my friend Tanner, who's marketing for Endless Surf. They have
Okay.
a brand new wave pool in Munich that's about to be done. I said, why don't these wave pools have heaters? And here's an answer. So sometimes when we have a question like this, we have answers. Most of the time we don't. This is a professional answer. Tons of water to heat. It's too much water to heat.
Okay.
And it's super expensive. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Geothermal could technically be a thing. It's also very expensive engineering to pump hot water out of the sand. Yeah. No, we're still good. We're still good. It's just not feasible. That's my answer. But
Well,
I would like to surf in a jacuzzi.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I also think. I mean, the people in Germany, in Munich particularly,
Yeah,
are
they don't-
very hardcore because
don't
I
care.
saw some footage the other day of people surfing the Munich River
Ice
wave,
Icebox.
more like icebox because it was
You're so funny.
there was like 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Well, I'm pretty excited about this endless surf pool that's going in Munich. I think, from what I've seen, I think it's going to be a game changer.
Okay.
We're talking about long, perfect waves, rapid fire succession, no bounce. So get ready for that. What else we got? Jet Shilling. Hey, it's Eric Blem. I already talked to him. Eric Blem has a new book out. Todd read it.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, we're going to talk about
We'll
that.
talk about that because it's
Jet Shilling and Sierra Kerr are now your WSL Junior champions. And they have secured Challenger Series wildcards, so that means that Jet Shilling and Sierra Kerr, most likely, we know how good they surf, they're going to qualify in 2025. They're that good. The waves were wild. A couple days of just really good, perfect oceanside. A couple days of what the hell is going on. Like, victory at sea, but somehow these junior surfers are so good, they made the crappiest waves look so good. Broadcast was awesome. I watched every minute. I loved every minute of it. I was supposed to be there too, but I went to Japan.
Yeah.
What else we got? Okay, so remember we talked a little bit about the Erin Brooks Team Canada saga.
yes.
So it's all official. Erin Brooks, I got this off of Stab. Shout out. Erin Brooks has obtained Canadian citizenship. She's born in Texas, raised in Hawaii. Brooks has family connections to Canada through her American father, who has dual citizenship, her Montreal-born grandfather, etc. So now she's in. And now, via the ISA World Surfing Games that's coming up just around the corner in Puerto Rico, I will be there. Erin Brooks has one more chance to qualify for the Olympics. If Erin Brooks gets in, she is deadly.
Hey,
Big barreling lefts.
Let me ask you
Like
this. So
chomp, pump.
did we talk about before, like, okay, so Kelly has Lebanese ancestry
Or is
or
it Syrian?
I'm not sure. Okay, well, agree to disagree. But anyways, was there ever talk about him representing a different country to get on the Olympics squad?
No.
No.
Or, I mean, I'm sure there's rumors.
I'm not sure this is recording.
I'm pretty sure it's recording. Look.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's recording.
Well, it wouldn't be weird if it
Jeez,
wasn't.
It wouldn't be weird if it was. So, I think there's a lot of moving pieces in this, but I think there's some kind of like goat clause.
What's your opinion though? Like, okay, so here's.
He should be in it.
No, I know Kelly should be in it, but I'm saying like I have friends.
What, do you
Like,
think he hasn't earned it?
no, I'm not talking about that in particular. I'm
He's a
talking
big
about
fan of the show. He's gonna hear.
What's your opinion of like athletes that have like an ancestry? They live here. They've grown up in the U.S.
Yeah.
But they flip for opportunity at the Olympics.
Good. It just makes the whole field better. You know what I'm saying? It makes everybody. It makes everybody surf better.
Because there have been instances, and I'm not going to say who it was, but there have been instances in snowboarding where people have been accused of gaming the system.
Right. Going to a smaller country that doesn't have the depth of
Right.
talent.
And
that
just
the
showing
USA
up
or-
at all the qualifying events just to build points, but like never really.
You know what I call that? Smart.
Okay.
I call that smart. Well managed.
All right. Just saying.
And then the other news is, Todd, I will be announcing.
Are you going to Pipe
on
Pro?
OBS at the Olympics.
You are.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'll be in Paris though.
Are you going to do
So
this?
you know how you know more than anybody how
Hmm.
this works. I think the basic way it works, right? The OBS, the Olympic Broadcasting System, has 1 million cameras on each sport.
Mm-hmm.
All those cameras go to one central hub.
Yep.
From that central hub, you've got a ton of different announcers, all in a giant like high-rise building.
The OBC.
The OBC. If I have a station in San Diego, I'm NBC7 San Diego, I get a menu and I go, I want skating, surfing, track and field, gymnastics, right? And then you get those like delivered. So you don't have to have every sport. You get to have just the ones you want.
So,
but it all comes from one place.
Yeah, like the Olympic Broadcast Center, like NBC is in a unique position because they've been such an Olympic partner over the years, so they get their own additional cameras in addition to the Olympic feed.
Okay.
And then a lot of times, a lot of these countries that don't have the partnerships will get strictly the Olympic feed.
Right.
Which, depending on who is shooting it and who they've hired to shoot it, can sometimes be not as good as what we're used to. But you've got a decent crew that's doing it for surfing.
I'm sure.
They know what they're doing, so you'll get good angles and stuff. Sometimes snowboarding, it's been a little rogue in the past.
Been a little rogue.
A little rogue. But, yeah, that's cool. So you'll be in the IBC.
Which
the International Broadcast Center is like...
announcing at like midnight or 1 a.m. or something?
Probably. Yeah.
Did you know the Olympics is in Tahiti?
Yes.
French Polynesia?
So more likely than not, either you'll be calling it live to tape or you'll be doing it live. And surfing is a weird one, though, because I feel like...
Hours and hours.
It's a lot of surfing, so you'll probably be calling a highlight package more than anything else, which is a kind of a bummer, but... I mean, we'll see what happens.
I got to go through like training and a bunch of stuff, but I'm hyped. It'll be awesome.
Very
and
cool.
This will, I was the MC at the Tokyo Olympics. I was MCing to no one.
Right.
It was the end of COVID.
Do you feel like you'll have
So this one, I think I'll have
a
the
better
opportunity.
experience?
Well, yeah, I think I have the opportunity to go and I want to check out like a track and field event. I want to go to the skate event.
Good
so
luck.
Hopefully, I can get that.
Good luck with that schedule.
I know.
A lot of meetings.
The 2024 WSL Tour kicks off in 6 days from now, depending on when you listen, any day now. The Lexus Pipe Pro. The Lexus Pipe Pro. Now, first reaction to the Lexus Pipe Pro, I was like, wow, it sounds weird, but now I'm in. First of all, Lexus makes wonderful cars. Dependable, stylish, cool, and I like that they're not doing like like the Lexus Surf Wagon. They're not changing their deal to fit in with surfing. They're just like, hey, this is Lexus.
Yeah, it's a high-dollar Toyota.
It's a sponsor. It's great.
Sure.
But with the Lexus Pipe Pro, we've got rookies, we've got pipe specialists, and all that stuff.
Is there a car? Does someone want a car?
Hopefully.
That's
sick.
If you're gonna
remember the old days?
Yeah, if you're gonna
People
slap
in
your
Jeeps and
car
stuff?
name on an event, the winner of that event better be driving away in your brand of car.
Yeah, like a Lexus SUV wagon.
Yeah,
or
like
something?
whatever the old Land Cruiser was, but it's like an Lexus. You know how that goes?
Who
Like,
knows? Yeah. Well, let's make some predictions. Let's just pick who's going to win men's, who's going to win women's. Keep it simple. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
For the men, geez, who's not
John Florence.
John? Well, he's obvious. I'm gonna go with it's a CT event. Who's the wild cards?
Don't know yet.
You don't know the wild cards.
Or actually, I have my fantasy team all picked.
Do you think?
I could look, but I don't want to bore.
So I'm just trying to think. Like, there was some young stallions that absolutely mangled.
Like Aaron Mamiya, Eli Hanneman, Ian Gentile, pipe specialists like that.
I'm gonna say Eli Hanneman is gonna make it dangerously close to winning.
Okay. All right.
I'm not saying he's gonna win. I'm gonna say that he's gonna be
who was going to be dangerously close.
I'm gonna say John Florence.
I already said that.
Well, I can say it too, but I'm saying Eli Hanneman will make it very, very difficult for some people to make it through.
All right. Well, if you get a second pick, I get a second pick.
I
I think Yago Dora is going to make the finals.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
Great.
And for the women, Carissa Moore. Carissa Moore all day with a backup pick of Molly Picklum.
Who's Goofy? Is Molly Picklum Goofy?
No, but she charges.
Okay.
And in the past, Moana Jones Wong won pipe events going left, but mostly female pipe events have been won at backdoor.
Okay.
So those are my picks. And that was Surf News. moving right along. Well, we're doing a really good show.
Snow News is brought to you by Mammoth
Mammoth
Mountain.
Mountain.
Mammoth Mountain just received 9 inches. Ask Chris how he knows.
They were 20 inches, 25 inches.
This was for the bit.
And a lot of surf homies have been up there. Shane Dorian, Rob Machado. You heard Joe Turpel at the top of the show.
Strider.
And, of course, you got all the pros. Strider, Violas. Those are just, like, the surf homies. Who give me like, all-time best Mammoth snowboarders.
Oh. Shit, straight off the top. I'm going to say Billy Anderson, his brother Jeff Anderson. Those two
Right.
were
JFA.
raised. Those guys were raised on Mammoth.
Okay.
Curtis Cizik, John Jackson, Eric Jackson,
Gabe Taylor.
Gabe Taylor.
I'll throw Gabe in there.
But I'm talking about people who are like straight
pro,
up,
pro,
like
like
get
from
well,
there.
yeah, like these kids were
Gabe's
like
from here,
raised
yeah.
there, and those dudes know Mammoth like the back of their hand.
Do you know one of my favorite artists, one of my besties, Sketchy Tank?
Is he from Mammoth?
He's from Mammoth. He
No
was
way.
actually on the Mammoth snowboarding team.
Really?
He was an amazing snowboarder. And so somehow his art may have been informed by growing up in Mammoth. Anyway, Mammoth Mountain, they're ready for you. If you're ready for some pow, get up there. I just have a fun little thing going on. This is something I've always wanted to go to. Bend, Oregon. We're going to talk about our Mint Tour trip for sure. But the Gerry Lopez Big Wave Challenge is back at Oregon's Mount Bachelor Resort Saturday, March 23rd. 12th year of this snowboard event hosted by the one and only Gerry Lopez.
You want to go?
What is that event like?
It's super.
It's people are like slashing.
Super
and having
fun. It's kind of a.
March 23rd. I wonder if I can go.
It's like.
Am I invited?
It's like freestyle snowboarding mixed with like find your line, because it's the whole thing is meant to like mimic wave surfing and also meant to mimic the terrain that Mount Bachelor offers, which is like super surfy terrain.
Mm-hmm. You're talking my language, bro.
Yeah, it's really fun. I've done it before. It's unbelievable.
And here's where I can say, I'm friends with Gerry Lopez.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Jerry
and you all know.
Jerry accused me of sandbagging in the elders division a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He said I'm not allowed to compete in the older in the 40 plus anymore.
Yeah, you gotta go 50 plus now.
No, he said I have to do it like the regular
The pro
men's
division.
pro.
You were pro. Okay, so that was
It's awesome,
that was
though.
a snippet of news.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about Mint Tours Japan. And I just want to say we did a lot.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I can't go because I'm going to be. And Paul, thank you for that. I'll be at Homesick, the Homesick event on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
During that, it's kind of the thing that kind of sucks is like end of March seems to be like
A hot
It's like a
zone for
hotbed for
cool
when
events.
we throw events. It's like the Tom Sims Retro event that happens in Tahoe. They kicked that back a weekend to accommodate for the Homesick event, and then having Jerry's event on top of that. There's so many. And then there's like Peace Park, and then I'm doing that event that's going to be happening at
Have some
Eldora,
Machu
and it just sucks because they're all kind of on top of each
Picchu.
other.
Elhua?
Eldora in Colorado. We'll talk about that in 22 seconds from
All
now.
right. I thought we were going to talk about Mint Tours.
We will, but also so towards the end of actually it's the beginning of April, I'm doing an event. That's going to be happening at Eldora Mountain. They've done it in the past there, but it's got a different twist on it this year.
I take it I'm not invited.
No, you more than welcome
Can I get
to
paid?
come. Huh?
Can I
Can you
get paid?
get paid? It's kind of it's more of a
Everybody wants to pay me for my snowboarding knowledge.
it's a mini pipe session that's going down at
I can
Eldora.
announce that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and there'll be more information to come on that. It's brought to you by Woodward and the good folks at Eldora, and it's rad because you don't have to go on I-70, and it'll be hopefully be warm that time of year. And Eldora hasn't really had a really well cut, old school style size half pipe in a very long time. We're gonna have a freaking rager there,
Okay.
and we're gonna ride.
I'd like
we're
to be
gonna
invited.
ride in style and mini pipe.
I'd like to be invited.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
I'll
that's
go, but I
my
wanna
2
be
cents.
invited.
All right, let's move on to
Okay,
Mint
we
Tours
just
because
had the best trip ever. I just want to give a shout out real quick to Mint Tours and Mizu water bottles because when we showed up, we got a care package and it was stuff that I needed. I needed that water bottle. Thank you, Mizu. What are these things called?
balaclava.
Balaclava, beanie, and then that's where they gave me my avalanche gear. But let's back it up a little bit. So Mint Tours came onto the Monday M.A.S.S as a sponsor. We talked about the tours that they do. They sounded super cool. They invited us on a tour of Hokkaido it was the Ingmar Abe week.
And Chad Otterstrom.
And Chad Otterstrom.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. When when they first said, "Hey, we want to bring you guys to Japan,"
it was a fantasy.
I didn't really believe it because a lot of people say a lot of stuff.
A lot of people invite us to a lot
Yeah,
of
we get invited to a lot of stuff, and then it doesn't pan out. And
this panned out.
it was unfreaking real.
So you've been to Japan a bunch of times snowboarding. This is my first. I've been to Japan a bunch of times, but my first time in Japan, Japan.
Yeah.
Japan.
And this was my first time going to Japan where I didn't have an agenda from the second that I walked off the airplane till I went home.
But you did. Because this is what I've been telling people. One of the best parts of being on a Mint tour is you land and the homies are at the airport and they're like, get in the van. You don't have to think for the next 4 days. Every night you get this little, you have a little meeting and then you get a little dossier. Here's where we're going tomorrow. Here's what you need to bring. Here's when breakfast is. Van leaves this. This is what lunch is looking like. This is what the conditions are. Here's what you need to wear. You don't have to think. You just put your gear on. You go to the lobby. You're in the van and you're going.
Right, but the number one focus is on good times.
Yes.
And it's just, I mean, we stayed at this
they make
really.
sure you get the best powder and you have the best time.
We stayed at this really dope hotel in downtown in Asahikawa, Japan, which is kind of in the middle of Hokkaido. It's a snow globe city. It's really cool. And then you go from that modern hotel that has a great breakfast scene and chilling scene in the lobby. It's weird. It's Japan weird, and there's all kinds of weird, quirky.
Every person at the hotel was like the raddest snowboarder.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of heads at the hotel. Everyone's there right now, filming and things. So then we went from, we get there, we show up, and then the next day we started at Kamui Links, which is this little like small ski resort that it's like 30 minutes away. Insane. Kind of like ma and pa ski area vibes. It's like if you're from the East Coast, it'd be like showing up at like Bromley. If you're from the West Coast, it'd be like showing up at Donner. But like, it's just pow. And trees.
The longest lift line we waited in was a minute.
Yeah,
Literally
there's nobody there. And
so do you call those inbound trees?
Yeah, it's like
there's no ropes.
No, there's no ropes. It's basically just ride at your own risk and go in the trees. And they're all like, some of the trees are a little jail celly, a little tight. Prison powder, but the other, like, just on the open runs was like, pow, and it was just crazy. And so we did that, and then we went to,
we had like, sorry to interrupt. That's what I do. There was about 20 people, 25 people in the group.
Didn't even see them the whole day.
They split it up in like groups of 5, and each group had their own guide and pros to ride with. We had
Yeah, we were with the chopper.
Fava was there with
Joey
us.
Fava, Kalia Opal, Chad Otterstrom, myself, Chris, my friend Justin, and that was our crew.
Yeah,
and we just ripped around in the trees and had a blast, and it was we had like
they film you and take photos of you.
The lunches alone.
We're raving and we're being.
I want to go back.
Honest.
Like usually when I would leave Japan back in the day, when I would be there on tour doing contests or doing shop demos, like I couldn't freaking wait to get to the airport because you were just like, it was such a different experience. I was so bummed to leave. I wanted to stay like another week.
Yeah.
Like, and then we went to
the volcano
Asahidake, and that was like probably the most bottomless powder that I've ever ridden in my entire life. Like really dry, weird light. Like the lighting was just weird. It was like this pink lighting through the trees that was filtered by the amount of snow it was so bizarre. I put a couple videos up on my Instagram, and they don't really do it justice, but it gives you the vibe that it was.
2 things. I was nervous before this trip when they start talking about avalanche beacons and probes and stuff, and I watched that tree well video from Whistler that freaked me out, but they made me feel comfortable. You guys all helped me out, helped me feel comfortable. And the fact that so when I've been in powder before, like Utah, Colorado, or whatever, I mean, obviously it's amazing, but you always are wet. You're like wet and icy.
I think that might have been your gear.
You could like cartwheel in this Japanese powder. You come off and it's just like dusted off, dry, fluffy. I'd never been in anything like that. It made me fall in love with snowboarding all over again.
It was great. I mean,
And what was it, fourth day I took off. I didn't love snowboarding that much.
Chris took a day off.
I did 3 days straight though.
But it was it's everything. And like I said, highly suggest searching out Mint Tours. They take really good care of you. They take you to really fun places, and I can't wait to go back.
We're going back next year. If you guys want to come with us, we could probably fill up this whole group
easily.
But I don't want to bring too many homies because my favorite part, the powder was amazing. Experience, but the people that we got to hang out with and ride with from all over the world, Canada, Finland, Sweden. Watch out for those Finns, by the way.
Yeah, they are
at the bar.
dangerous. They are dangerous in a sauna, and they are dangerous at a bar.
I mean, Hana Beeman, like just the list goes on and on of the people that you get to ride with and hang out with, and you know you have these group dinners that are super fun. It's just it literally is a dream trip. So. I mean, I'm telling all my friends about it, and just Mint Tours, they do it right because it's not like fancy. You know, it's not like you're rolling up Four Seasons and they're like, oh, let me take your board. It's like you're doing your thing, but they just make it so easy for you, and it was an adventure, and it was everything.
I guess
it was everything.
Like the last thing I'm gonna say about this is, and this is like a Warren Miller quote. Kind of.
Okay, bring it.
It's basically like, you know, do it because what are you waiting for? You're just going to be, your body's going to be a year older when you do.
Right.
So, don't hesitate. Don't wait for 10 years to do this. Do it now. Do it now because
get a credit card,
Japan's it's going to get blown the fuck out.
We're blowing it out right now.
It's going to get blown out like everywhere else.
But it seemed like there's so many places to ride, and when you're with Mint Tours, they know the honey holes, they know where to take you.
And we saw
literally did not even see a lift line.
Ever.
That's the best.
Ever.
The whole thing was amazing. At Mint Tours, check it out. You will be stoked. Best trip ever.
I got some more snowboard news.
I got some horrible snowboard news.
Okay.
You're gonna love it.
I love horrible snowboard news. It's one of my favorite things. Once again, we have, if you're on the East Coast, coming up events. Well, next week we have the X Games, which is, you know, I'll be watching to see what they do. Watching and judging. As I hope all of you.
Is Knucklehuck still?
Knucklehuck's still there, but I hope all of you at home are watching to see if they implemented anything into the X Games to make it any better than that complete and total shit show that it was last year. And I hope they do. Because it's all just for the better of the X Games. And
you don't want to see any influencers at this year's X Games?
I will back an influencer Big Air.
Okay.
Like if they bring all the influencers and they have them compete in a Big Air.
Oh, that's
like
hilarious.
What if the influencers competed in Knucklehuck? I think that would be.
Could I be invited?
Great. I don't see how anyone could even think that would be lame. Like, look, we'll give you a helmet.
Todd has ideas, folks.
Yeah.
This guy's in marketing.
People love to see other people eat shit. That's like that's half my algorithm on Instagram is watching people get hurt.
Okay. And
so
what else?
Then also we have the Homesick event that is happening in the end of March.
That's a hardcore cool ass event.
That is a hardcore cool ass event. I hopefully will have something very special to announce there.
Ooh, don't.
I'm
you're tempted.
I can't really say it yet, but no. Don't say it, but it's kind of a big deal to me, and I hope I get to share it with everyone that's there. And also, big shout out to Scotty James for winning at Locks this past weekend, and also to Chloe Kim, who returned to competitive half-pipe snowboarding and absolutely just destroyed everyone. Big shock.
Scotty's back in a big way.
He hasn't really left.
Well, it seemed like Japanese kids were winning everything.
Well, they were, and the cool thing was that there was a new Japanese kid who was doing back-to-back triples in his sleep, and it's Scotty's unique approach to technical lines in the half pipe beat that.
So and creativity counts.
I think it counts for a little bit, and hopefully creativity is starting to count a little bit more and more with every event. But
I didn't realize we were matching.
The thing. Well, we're in a gray. Whoa, gray sweatshirt. The thing I think is the coolest and also kind of the craziest was that like Chloe Kim just like blew in. Like I haven't even heard about her even snowboarding. And
Did she practice?
yeah, she just blew
She's
in
that good.
blew in from Princeton, took some time off from her classes, and came in and just
Smashed it.
crushed.
Yeah. That's the good snowboarding news. You ready for the bad snowboarding news?
Yep.
Here we go. Todd, with the Sundance Film Festival now in full swing, stars and film directors alike are all bundled up in Park City as they rush around the mountain town to catch the latest independent movies. As more celebrities are taking to the snow, expect to see some of the latest luxury ski and après-ski apparel and accessories available in special collections this year from brands like Balenciaga, Gucci, Brunello Cucinelli, etc. Let me tell you about some of these products, Todd, and you give me your reaction.
Okay.
The Parisian label, which recently signed Nicole Kidman and Michelle Yeoh as brand ambassadors, has debuted skiwear. In the mix are high-tech apparel, accessories, skis, a collab helmet with Brico, and this logo snowboard costing $5,690. What do you think of the Parisian label that recently signed Nicole Kidman?
What is it called?
I forgot.
Is it called the Is it
Dior.
called the Parisian label?
I don't think I didn't copy and paste that.
Look, I want to know. I know you're out there, people. I know you're out. You're probably in my DMs right now. Who is making these boards? Who is making these boards for Balenciaga?
There's more.
And-
Oh, that's what it was, a Balenciaga.
Okay, so who is making Balenciaga snowboards and pricing them at over $5,000? I know.
Well, his name is John Balenciaga. He owns the company.
Okay,
Bob. Actually, it's Bob Balenciaga.
look,
His brother, John.
somebody is making these in a press right next to everybody else's snowboards with probably maybe mid-grade materials
Yeah.
at best. And this is all about this is like some freaking crazy like Supreme slapping the Supreme logo on something and charging thousands of dollars for it. This is such a giant smoke and mirrors bullshit
Well, Todd,
game.
Todd, let me stop you there. During the Aspen outing last December, Justin Bieber completed his perfect moment snowboarding look, which included the brand's Gus parka. But we're talking about the Model 9 ski goggles in black gold. Each pair comes with 2 lenses, light and dark tint, can be easily swapped out with magnetic technology. These are going to cost you $500.
When
How
do you-
much are those spy goggles with all that cool technology?
Incredibly affordable. Listen,
About
when are,
$500.
no, they're not. These are not $500. I'm just wondering, like, when are these like celebrities going to realize,
love how
like,
triggered
who is
Todd.
going to tell them that they, as soon as you roll up in Dior shit or Balenciaga snowboard, you're a fucking douche nozzle.
Well,
like
just
when,
wait.
because you figure like all these guys,
Just
like
wait, there's more.
Justin Bieber kind of wants like street cred. He like goes and like closes down the
Wears
Venice
Thrasher
Venice
magazine
skate
shirts.
park to fucking mob a kickflip off of
He
a
can't-
ledge.
He can't kickflip.
Whatever. He freaking wet cardboard ollies down some stairs.
I heard he's a ding dong.
When are these people going to realize that everyone is fucking pointing and laughing?
The latest women's Dior
When is this
Alps
going to happen?
capsule-
Okay, there's more.
The latest women's Dior Alps capsule highlights a Plan de Paris print from the fall-winter collection. With the 4th men's ski capsule includes partnerships from Japanese brands for snowboards and helmets and goggles. There's a guest board with artist Peter Doig in the Dior Alps capsule. This board will run you $7,300. Is that a fair price for a snowboard, Todd?
Fuck no.
Even though it's Dior
no.
and Peter Doig is the artist.
Look, there's people out there like Jules Marino rides for Prada, but Prada isn't pressing her snowboards. And her snowboards are probably made at the mothership by Capita
Ooh.
or at some other facility that she has
Are you saying
contacted to make them.
controversial things right now?
No, I'm not. This is like common knowledge. You can get whatever fucking logo you want slapped on a snowboard if you pay someone. She's probably using a mold for a different board and basically just, having the people at Prada pay for the graphic layup for these boards.
LA-based hat designer,
Oh my
worn by
God,
stars like
dude.
Jennifer Lopez and Pharrell Williams, rolled out a capsule collection with Brad Pitt, Todd's doppelganger, and God's True Cashmere. in Aspen, you can get a shearling lined trapper hat, beanie, and ski mask, hand knit in Italy. This hat will cost you $525.
I'm just wondering, does a Balenciaga snowboard help you to
Does it
fall? Does it help you falling leaf any better down the hill? Fucking Kardashian bullshit.
Does it
I'm
auto
going
suck
snowboarding.
you?
Yeah. Does this snowboard auto suck you?
It might auto suck.
You fuck. Like, I just don't get it, and it makes me so bummed because everyone's always like,
Get out,
you know, what are you doing? You know, what?
Where is it?
What are you looking for?
I was gonna say, don't buy a $525 hat. Buy a lampshade brother hat.
No
They hand knit
shit.
Those things
Buy-
in freaking Utah.
Buy a hat that has some fucking soul, or a
Lampshade
snowboard
brother.
that has some soul, or
That's what I'm talking
anything that has any kind of ties to the industry that you are currently leeching off of, you fucking loaded ass motherfuckers,
Whoa.
just culture
Children
vulturing.
watching.
I don't.
I knew I love triggering Todd.
this
with
this
luxury.
is an ad for Machu Picchu. It will get you animated about any subject.
Todd's triggered, and I'm
At
here
any
for it.
at any rate, I have like zero patience and tolerance for.
How much for you? How much per month are you going to get paid to ride for Balenciaga snowboards? What's your number?
I think I have like a moral compass that I wouldn't do that. We did
$5,000.
we did actually
I'll do it.
we did actually
You don't want to say it.
I'm
Don't
not
say
I'm
it,
not
don't
going to
say
fully
it,
say
don't
it, but we were in the van driving around Hokkaido, and we did pose that question about a certain brand to some certain high dollar, up and coming young pros about what would be the cost
Was it is Dior?
to get. No, it wasn't Dior. To get you to ride for that brand. It's a questionable brand that is in the industry right now. What would be your price? And we're talking like,
Three
the
skiers.
Austin Sweeten, Griffin Siebert, like, the new hot shots. Like, what? Actually, Sebi DeBuck, we asked him, what is your price?
Anyway,
And
I'm going to gloss over this.
I think
because
a lot of
this is
people-
not- I don't want to
it's
go
just-
into this territory.
but I'm just it's not like we're not in a territory. I'm just saying, like,
You're
I'm
so
I'm
close.
glad that there are people even in this industry that even if they were offered a shitload of money by some of these brands, they say no because it's too whack.
I'll
And
take it.
the reason that it is whack is because these brands are just like circling the industry.
I'll take it.
Would you ride a Dior
Pay
surfboard?
me.
Remember the Chanel surfboards?
Yes.
Well, you would ride a Chanel surfboard.
Yes,
You would.
$5,000 a month.
Jesus Christ. There's no
I have
morals. None.
I do have some.
Just not there.
23 skiers and snowboarders had to be rescued in frigid temperatures on Saturday after becoming lost in the backcountry in Killington, Vermont. After a call, about 2:30, search and rescue crews hiked, snowshoed, used skis to travel 5 miles to bring a group of 21 lost. How does a group of 21 people get lost?
I can explain this.
How does this happen?
Let me explain the East Coast mentality.
They're in,
So
like, jeans,
so
scotch-guarded jeans.
no, it was probably like crazy ass cold in New England over the weekend. But what happens on the East Coast is if you're riding in the trees and you see a set of tracks, you go, let's follow these tracks.
Mhm.
And people kind of on the East Coast are a little bit lemming. I was this kid when I was growing up. I'm just a lemming. I'll just follow any track in the woods. And next thing you know, you got 21 folks off the beaten track in the woods of Killington
That's
on their way,
group
probably on
lost.
their way down to Pico or Rutland, stuck in the woods, and you're following Jimmy Johnson from frickin' Albany, who went the wrong way, and all of a sudden everyone thinks they're on a backcountry expedition, but really what they've done is they just followed the wrong
Look,
dude.
everyone is safe, so it's fine to make fun of them. With 21 people, they're going. I thought you're from here. What?
Rumor has it, none of those people had Balenciaga snowboards.
True. Our friends Chad and JT have stepped up to the plate. Their latest podcast, they are going to attempt to squash the age-old beef between skiers and snowboarders.
Oh,
So we'll see what happens.
okay.
I thought Todd already squashed it. Him and the homie at the Olympics.
Who?
It's the legendary ski guy. That's the bro.
Who's bro?
A bro.
Mosley?
Yeah, Johnny
What?
Mosley. Right?
There is no beef.
I know, but you guys
Except
squashed
for Alta. We all collectively hate Alta.
Skate news is brought to you by Beneath Apparel, BN3TH Apparel, the best underwear on the planet. The new Ishod Nike shoe is super sick. I'm getting 2 pairs. We will be doing a review. Not that anyone wants that. But with those shoes, Ishod, you say Ishod or Ishod?
Ishod. I've always said Ishod. but
Ishod, the Wear Max is what it's called. He's got a new part out. It's insane. More recommended viewing. Braden Hoban, Cold Call, and Aaron Harrington, Homeward Bound part on Thrasher. Speaking of Thrasher, boom, the GOAT gets one. Elissa Steamer nails a Thrasher cover.
Wow, it's sick.
How rad is that? Here's the press release said Elissa Steamer is one of the most veteran skaters to ever land on the cover of the mag. We love you, Elissa. Also in that new issue, they got Real in France, Beagles spitting on the new Baker Death Wish vid, Drifters hit Budapest. Get your copy now. Get the Bible.
That's kind of a big deal. Like, there's been 2 women covers of Thrasher in 6 months.
I love that it's like, I mean, this is a huge win for 40-somethings everywhere. I believe Elissa Steamer's probably in her early 40s. I don't know. But I do know she is one of the GOATs, and sick to see her on the cover. Thank you, Thrasher.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? Oh, okay. You know, I do a little Googling. Googled skateboarding news. The Wall Street Journal did a story about the Salba pool cleaning service. Basically, Salba will come in his group, will come clean your pool. The one caveat,
They get to drain it.
they get to skate it. And so there's this whole article about it. I know I'm not a member of the Wall Street Journal, so I couldn't read it, but I think it's so sick when you see like mainstream media do a really cool. And again, I did not read it. I don't know exactly what it said, but it's just like what a rad premise for a story. Salba, I mean, he's been doing it since day one. He should get stories all the time.
He's way more flexible than me.
Jenkem, one of the best skate
Okay,
sites
this
there is.
this was amazing. I watched this
Yeah.
this morning. Not
I sent-
horny mom busts a fat tray flip, because
So-
that was their other
Yes.
tagline for a video.
Justin Koo has been making some insanely awesome underground skate videos. Like Todd just said, one of them was called "Horny Mom Busts a Fat Tray Flip." These are the best named skate videos ever. His second one was called "Weed is Tight." The latest in the Justin Q series, which you can find on jenkem.com, is called. This is the best.
This is
This
such
is
a
the
good.
best title for a skate video, full-length video. I survived 500 days filming the worst skate video ever. That's the title.
It's so good.
Handstand hill bombs, alleyway boxing, snowy goose chase. I mean, everything you want in a skate video. You've got to watch it. And then I have a question.
All right.
This is just something that popped into my mind. So we were just on a trip with, a group of 20 lovely snowboarders.
Right.
Pros and Joes alike.
All different
Men and
walks of
women,
life.
Just every single person was lovely and inclusive, and it was awesome. My question for you is, who is more fun to travel with? And fun can be like, do they get you fired up to go? Do they take care of you? Do you think, you might be a little biased, but would you rather be in a van with a group of skaters or a group of snowboarders? And I think they're very similar, obviously.
They are, but I think there's a couple caveats here. Like,
Okay.
when you get a group of snowboarders that have, and like you said, they come from all walks of life. I think that's the key to it. It's like, if you have
Well-rounded.
people that are not jaded pros with you in anything, like surfing, skating, snowboarding, those are the people you want to be around, because they are the ones that are the motivators. They want to go from bell to bell. They're excited to skate any spot. They're excited to ride any hill. They're like any wave. Like, I think it has less to do with skaters or snowboarders and more to do with the people that are with you.
Because there's so many different types of skaters and so many different types of snowboarders.
Because
It just
snowboarders are
really makes
whiny
sense.
as fuck
Snowboarders are.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't notice
for the
that.
most part.
I didn't notice
Very
that.
whiny.
So are skateboarders.
Skateboarders
And
can
surfers.
be surfers are
Surfers are
really
probably the
whiny.
whiniest.
Actually, they're all whiny.
We're all whiny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought of that. That's. Do you have any more snowboarding?
No, that's it. But if you can tell me where Balenciaga snowboards are being pressed, I will be so stoked.
And I will.
I will
ride
do
the
like
Balenciaga snowboard.
I'll do like
for
a 60 minutes
$5,000 a month.
expose on there, like To Catch a Predator.
I'm firmly locked into spy goggles, so I can't wear those $600 goggles from Dior.
Oh, don't worry. Those
But-
those Dior goggles are like
I can ride
Like
the Balenciaga boards.
garbage frames with some like what's that? What's the website you can go to have buy?
Temu.
Yeah, they're like Temu frames.
Shane. Nerd News is brought to you by New Greens. Nerd News brought to you by New Greens. We haven't done much Nerd News lately.
I know
but
we
got some
haven't.
Stuff.
I got some too.
Airplane movies. Todd and I were just on multiple 9+ hour flights. Let me tell you, 3 good movies to watch on an airplane. One is a classic, District 9.
Neil Blomkamp,
District 9.
Unbelievable.
I watched it on the way to Japan. Amazing. I don't know why I was in a sci-fi mood. On the way back, I watched The Creator. The shit was dope.
Okay, so
That's a good movie.
So did you notice similarities between District 9 and The Creator?
Definitely.
Okay, well, District 9, obviously Neil Blomkamp, an incredible director. Did Chappie. He did the not Inception, but the one where Elysium. And then The Creator was done by Garrett Edwards, who did Rogue One.
Okay. I felt some Rogue One vibes.
They're gritty.
Yeah.
I like the grit, and I think The Creator was really good. The story was a little whack, but like the visuals were unreal.
The acting, the lead guy's so good.
He was in
he's been a
Inception
bunch
too,
of
right?
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on Ballers first. That's why first. Anyway, so those are 2 highly recommended airplane movies. Also, if you're a music nerd like myself, I want to highly recommend the new King Crimson documentary. We're talking about prog rock at its very most elite, snobby guys in this band. But man, it's good. It takes, to be at the level that King Crimson and the people in the band are at, you have to be out there. And I loved it. I love that documentary. And
have you watched this yet? The new season of
I have not
True
started
Detective?
this yet, but I'm excited to. I'm saving it to watch with a special friend. But the new season of True Detective is out. Jodie Foster's in it.
Has anyone seen this?
It's going to be.
Didn't it
I
came
know
out
it's
came out
gonna
last
be an
weekend, right?
absolute banger. It's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it's going to be. The first season obviously has been unparalleled in television for a long time.
And I think the 3rd season was pretty incredible too.
Every once in a while, a Instagram account comes along and catches me off guard.
Okay.
This one is a bit controversial.
Oh no.
Do you remember when bum fights came out a long time ago? It's not bum fights. It's not bum
I'm
fights.
gonna edit this out.
It's not bum fights.
It's not bum fights. We do not support bum fights.
But I think it's called like bums and drones. And it's so bad, but it's like watching a train wreck. It's drones
I'm embarrassed.
filming
I follow that too.
filming homeless people, and it is
not right.
Oh my God, it's
not
so
right.
not right, but it is so funny.
You're gonna get
I'm
canceled.
I probably.
I follow many questionable things on Instagram.
Is it Paul? Is it Bums and Drones? Is that what it's called? Because it's
we don't do it.
It's not
we didn't start it.
We didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
I didn't
do it.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do
I didn't do anything.
Are you sure about that?
Anyway,
Are you sure about that?
It's
That's how you want to end nerd news?
It's tragically comic.
It's tragically hip. So that was just a little bit of nerd news for y'all, and guess what? We've got a ton of questions to get to. Questions are presented by Spy Optic.
Today at 2:00, I have them putting the new fiber optic cable in. What the fuck, dude? Do not. I have AT&T's putting the new. Do you have fiber optic cable?
No.
I can't wait to have faster speeds.
Oh my God.
That's
I hope
what
Ting Wireless doesn't come mess your neighborhood up.
Ting.
This question is from Graham Mueller. Does Stomp still make Stomp pads? If so, you should import some. If not, I'll just keep watching Kazu's part from Stomp or Die.
I don't know.
You know what
Stomp
he's
pads.
talking about?
Stomp pads kind of. They were really trendy for a while. There was like, I think
I don't have one.
I think Crab Grab kind of took over.
Crab Grab's sick.
Crab Grab is sick.
Shout out Joey Fava.
Stomp pads are not really. I haven't really seen a stomp pad in a while.
I think for some reason it bothers me when people in surfing when people go, "What kind of stomp pad do you use?" I'm like, "That's not what they're called.
What do you call traction?
Traction.
Okay.
Stomp pad is snowboarding.
What if you called it?
Traction pad is surfing.
What if you call it suction for your feet?
Auto suck. Wookle Tipij says, "This is a great question. What's a lift ticket in Japan cost?"
About $40.
We don't know because we're on Mint Tours.
No,
and we
but-
take care of everything.
But they're like $40. And right now, like I said, with the conversion being in favor of the U.S. dollar in Japan, it's like a 2-for-1 going there right now. So go there.
Zachary Crittenden says that Pow Pow McChow looked insane. Frickin' Shred City for Cote and Pow Richards. How's the Japanese resort scene compared to the U.S.? I got this one. It's way better.
Yeah, it's like 40 years ago.
It's
resort scene.
no lift lines. I mean,
But
you gotta
but
get
let's
there.
it's not. I mean,
It's not better.
there
it's
are
different.
there are places in Japan that have big lift lines. If you
Okay.
go to Niseko, it's more valley.
Right.
Like there's more. That's where
More people.
everyone goes. If you go to Hakuba or to Nagano, it's more crowded. The
Okay.
bigger resorts have more crowds, but
just go on a Mint tour
yeah.
and you don't have to worry about
and
that.
there are a lot of like little resorts in Japan that you can get off the beaten path, and it's still really fun and less people to track up your POW.
Right. John Veeder with a great question. Chris and Todd, what are your favorite and least favorite things about going on a snowboard trip with each other? My favorite thing about going on a snowboard trip with Todd is he takes care of me. He makes sure they have all the right gear. And even when we're on the mountain together, even though he acts like he doesn't, he's being kind and caring and watching out for me. And Todd is just a great person to be on a snowboard trip. The downside of being on a snowboard trip with Todd is he talks about shitting a lot. And, you know, as you know, as podcast listeners,
Well,
he does it here too.
it became like a
So
it was
here
like
he goes
a
again.
it was like a chapter in the book. Like I couldn't. It was dangerous. I started to feel like I was gonna get like sepsis.
Sorry. Okay, now you do me.
My favorite thing about because traveling with Chris to snowboard is he like looks at everything with childlike
Toxic positivity.
excitement. No, it's just like you're not like you don't see it every day. You don't
Yeah.
get to ride POW every day, so it's like
true.
you're very excited.
It's true.
My least favorite thing is Chris takes like one run and always asks if we're done yet.
I just, I like to do it and get out. Chana and Inaka Chana. If you guys could live anywhere in Japan, where would it be?
Ooh,
Tokyo.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say Tokyo because from Tokyo you can but you know what? I might want to live in Kyoto and just live that peaceful existence. But I bet Hokkaido
Mm-hmm.
and all that zone,
There's-
even in the summer, is
there's-
probably
There's
gorgeous.
There's good waves there. I don't know.
I don't know
think,
if I could be that cold for that long.
but it's not like it's not cold all summer. Like Japan turns into an oven in the summertime. You know that.
I know.
I don't know. I think Asahikawa
question.
is a pretty rad place to be if I was going to live there.
Yeah.
I could easily see myself doing a month in Asahikawa.
I agree. Let's do it next year. Hana Lee, this is a great question. What was your best convenience store or vending machine purchase in Japan?
Ooh.
I
You go first.
I'm going to go Todd's worst mayonnaise sandwich.
Mayonnaise sandwich is not. They're not good.
My favorite thing is these little like lemon flavored chicken nuggets. They're like they come in just it's like fast food. They're so good.
The-
Lemon pepper chicken nuggets.
My best is the ice cream sandwiches that are like the ice cream's in it and they're surrounded by like a waffle cone and the waffle
Oh.
cone is like the coating on the outside. Oh my gosh.
I
they're
just love
so
buying
good.
weird ass Japanese candy too. That's a great question. DJ. Long time homie. DJ. DC Jones 87. Monday M.A.S.S question. The cost of living in North County, San Diego, has skyrocketed since the pandemic, forcing middle income folks to pack up and leave. Many of whom moved here to surf and do other sports. Have you seen a change in the crowds at some of your favorite breaks? And do you see this reflected in and out of the water?
Yes.
I just I think I don't notice like socio-economical differences in the water. It's just more people, and I guess I don't even notice like fancier cars and stuff.
We
like,
had that. There's
in
the
the lineup.
there is the pandemic effect,
Right.
and like I don't know. I go on next door to troll people mainly because I think it's hilarious that people are so
Yeah.
offended by like squirrels that make too much noise.
Yeah.
But there's, during and kind of like late 2020, there was a lot of people asking really dumb questions and complaining about dumb things that obviously
In
weren't
North County.
weren't from here, that just moved here.
Well, there's
like-
a Sunbender song with a lyric that says, "I can tell by the way that you drive,
You're not from
you're
around
not from
here.
around here."
I
That is
mean-
a great passive aggressive.
I mean, if
burn.
people like, I just look, I don't want a ton of EV chargers in town. Like, I don't want this to become,
Tesla City, USA.
Silicon
Well, we got a
Valley.
new Tesla. Why do you have to be bad at driving to get a Tesla? Is that a prerequisite?
Oh, it's just the auto driver.
Devin Curran says, "How deep was the snow in Japan, and when are you going back?"
Well,
We're going back in 365 days.
I would like to go back next week.
Sooner. The
It's deep, dude. The when
Waist
we
deep
when we were in
on the
Asahikawa.
freaking mountain.
or Asahi Dake, it was like, dude, like you would white yourself. You'd be coming down, you do one turn, and because predominantly what we were riding wasn't really open faces. There's a lot of like really wide space trees, and you're so excited that you're going fast, and you would end up whiting yourself out
Even I was doing face shots.
as you're heading into these trees, and next thing you know, like you're in trees. Like I racked a tree across my knees.
Yeah,
the,
that
the,
clip needs to be posted.
the
so-
first day we were there, and it was literally like, fuck, I'm out.
You didn't post it because you don't want to jinx it.
I kind of didn't. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to post that, but like I literally wrapped myself around a tree filming with Chad Otterstrom day one, and I was like, I'm done. Like I came to Japan, I
Yeah.
racked my knees, I'm done. But luckily I felt better, and then you kind of just learn how to ride the powder here. Like you don't, like I think at home, like in Tahoe or Colorado or Utah, like you want to push as hard as you can on every turn and like shoot up a big roost. In Japan, you barely have to lay into it, and you've whited out everyone around you, and there's trees coming at you at 100 miles an hour.
There's
so
a bunch of photos I just put on Instagram of me shredding.
Yeah.
Which you're going to love. Thanks, Devin. Anderson Pooper just came through with a comment. Looks like 9 inches to me.
it was over 9 inches.
Definitely
It was-
deeper than 9. Trust me.
It was double.
Trust me.
It was
I
double.
checked.
Double dick deep is what they say.
Double.
Um,
Wilson says, this is a great question. Wilson, thank you. If you were to go on a surf trip, who are the 3 surfers you're bringing with you? Let's say pros.
Pros?
3 pros. Who you bringing?
Me.
That's a great question.
Damien Hobgood,
Okay.
Josh
One.
Kerr,
All right. There's 2.
and who else is funny?
You're bringing funny pros.
Well, yeah, like I want to have a good time,
Yeah.
and then I don't know who else.
I'm
Oh,
bringing-
Mason Ho.
Okay. I'm bringing Chippa Wilson. I'm bringing
Who else?
Ozzy Wright. And I'm bringing no. Who else am I bringing?
I don't know. This is way too long.
Okay,
I
yeah,
got a
you're right.
piece
I'm
of
bringing
bread.
Chippa and Ozzy. Okay, hold on.
One
just
more
One
question.
more question.
One more question.
Old Nerdy Bastard says, Todd, would you rather see the Kardashians riding a Balenciaga snowboard or a Todd Richards Moro from 1994?
Oh, wow, that has double implications. See, if they're riding my board, well, obviously mine, because at least they would know
You
that
wanna sell some boards.
I'd sell
over
some
here.
motherfucking boards from if I had a time machine.
Well, the Kardashians, they do like this show a lot, so hopefully.
Yeah, we are huge in the Kardashian circles.
Yeah. NW Shreducator wants give us Japan by the numbers. We've just got a bunch. How many times did Chris get stuck and held everybody up?
Not that many. No,
I
Chris
was actually really good.
Chris was really good. He actually kept up, but it wasn't like, I think people have this idea that Japan, it's very leisurely.
Yeah, it's not scary
It's
at all.
not. It's
I was scared for no reason.
It's leisure powder for a
Yeah.
reason.
But this has been far
All right,
far
you
and away
guys.
one of our greatest podcasts.
Shout out once at the end of
Shut up.
this to
Shut up.
shout out to
Shut up.
Coco Ho's new collection. I forgot about that. She has a new surfboard collection and stuff.
Sweet.
So, anyways,
Oh yeah, all
always,
the people that made it to the end of this podcast are really gonna be happy.
Dude,
that
there's
you
like
said that.
19 people that'll hear that.
All right. Well,
All right.
that's it.
We'll see you
See
guys
you next week.
next week.